Ohio Senator John Husted. Senator, it's great to see you again. What do you make of Barack Obama here? This is being called a really dangerous, reckless move by a U.S. president. They even airlifted $400 million in cash to Iran, right as Iran said death to America, attacked and killed U.S. troops, killed its own people, tried to dominate and threaten the entire world with terror attacks.
Yeah, it's completely naive. Of course, they turned around and used that money to rebuild their nuclear program, to build ballistic missiles, to do all the things to finance terrorism with the Houthis, the Hezbollah, all of them. They literally took Barack Obama as a fool, and he played right along, gave them the money to finance the things that now President Trump is in a position that he has to take care of. Barack Obama made a fatal mistake when he cut that deal with Iran. It was naive and reckless.
So, Senator, Joe Biden is also getting criticized for undercutting U.S. energy right when it's needed, right when U.S. oil and gas, that's a strategic national security asset, right as it's needed to stand up to Iran and U.S. enemies. And, you know, on this 22nd anniversary of 9/11, Joe Biden approved sending $6 billion to Iran in exchange for hostages. What do you think?
Yeah, well, that's true. Joe Biden, Barack Obama both helped build up Iran, essentially, with their energy policies, with their naive approach on terrorism, and essentially, you know, Joe Biden and his entire team with the Green New Deal helped really put groups like Iran and their ability to finance wars and not stand up to them as they crossed red lines time after time. And now President Trump is having to fix the problems of the past. It was the failures of two Democrat presidents that put us in a position today where Iran had the capacity to make a nuclear weapon. They had the ability to send ballistic missiles into their neighbors. They had the drones and the capacity to cut off the Strait of Hormuz. And now President Trump is having to remedy those problems.
Okay, let's get your reaction to this. Watch CNN's Jake Tapper call out Democrat Pete Buttigieg over the Biden administration not doing enough to stop Iran from getting a nuclear bomb and not stopping them from funding terror worldwide. And then watch Democrat Senator Fetterman, do just that, calling out his own Democrat Party here. Watch this.
So the Trump administration argues that they needed to take action to take out Iran's nuclear weapons program and Iran's ballistic missile program because when they came into office, the Biden administration, your administration, had done nothing in 4 years to stop Iran from building a nuclear weapon, developing ballistic missiles, funding terrorism around the world. Are they wrong?
Yes, of course they're wrong.
Every single Democrat has always said that we must never allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. Now, when Donald Trump has done something about that and now has made that virtually now impossible, you don't have to agree with on everything, but I don't understand why Democrats can't say that after this, it's made things more safe. It made the region more secure.
What do you think of CNN's Jake Tapper, then Pete Buttigieg is saying Republicans are wrong to claim that the Biden and White House did nothing to stop Iran and getting a nuke and missiles. And then you heard Senator John Fetterman. What's your take on this, Senator Husted?
Well, Senator Fetterman has this one right. The Democrats, Obama and Biden, helped create the conditions for Iran to rebuild their nuclear capabilities and to have the weapons to attack us. So, indeed, Senator Fetterman got it right. The Biden administration got it wrong.
Thank you so much, Senator John Husted, for joining us tonight. It's good to see you again. Come back soon.